the Reverend Good Doctor Coach
There he is.
David Kelly, my main man.
What's going on, little dog? How's
What's up,
everything?
baby? How you
Hey man,
doing, Coach?
it's that time of the year again, and it's always good when your former players come back, and now's that time to realize their dreams in that particular regard. So it's good to see them and good to support them in this thrust. And so we're just excited about that. And I tell you, now that we're talking, and I'm gonna go on and say it out of hand, not trying to be Pollyanna or over enthusiastic, but we've had an excellent spring practice sessions thus far. And typically, in fact, we practiced yesterday. And typically, we prefer not to practice on Mondays because your players coming off of a weekend is typically a mind fog or a laxity and somewhat. But yesterday may have been our best practice that we've had, and that was practice 9 or 10 for us, and that may have been the best practice we've had. And extremely excited about this staff that Coach Prime has put together. We've had outstanding caliber coaches in the past, but this group that we have now is a great fit for where we are as a program, where we are as a football team, the meaningful relationships that's being developed, coach to players, players to coaches, players with each other, coaches and staff with each other, all those intangible elements of what makes a difference. And I look back at 2023, and I don't want to say something that's wrong because I know they'll burn me up on the internet if that transpires on social media. But I think it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Neely, but it was 5 games that we lost within 7 points.
Coach, I not only you spot on, I try to drill that point home to our fans, our audience, our haters, whoever, that when, particularly as it relates to these staff changes, right? You bring in an offense coordinator who's averaging 35. You bring in a defensive coordinator who doesn't allow more than 21. If either one of those things took place last year, and it happened to take place at the same time, you're in a bowl game.
Well,
that's how close we were.
Like I said, in 2023, 5 games we lost by 7 points or less. And then this past season, 7 games we went into the fourth quarter within 7 points at some point in time, and we ended up losing all of them.
I think people get dissuaded by those 2 blowout games, and they let those define the season, when the truth is the 7 points or less were the season.
7 point. Well, look at game 1. You know, we going down with about 2 minutes left in the game against Georgia Tech. It's 21-21. They trying to get in position to kick a field goal. They bust a long one with the outstanding quarterback they had, end up beating us by 7. If that game in itself had gone the other way, our football season would have been totally different.
Preaching.
And to be honest with you, that's the importance of that game again this year. You know, we're going to Atlanta. So many of us are from that area, familiar with it. Coach Prime going back to Atlanta. Brent Key is doing an outstanding job with the Georgia Tech team. So that game again will have that type of impetus. But we're excited about it. We're excited about everything. And back to today, we're excited about the fact that our former players are able to come back here and express how they prepared themselves in hopes of being able to attain a different level of football moving forward.
Man, Coach Kelly, man, everybody is like, you answered all the questions that we might have had right now. You know what I mean?
They call that having done this for a while. So you try to stay ahead of the game is what they call it.
I was just going to say that you've been doing it for a while. You've seen many events like this. For the people in the chat that don't realize, that may not realize, you know, because of your position right now as general manager, tell them about your background in coaching, Coach Kelly.
Oh, geez. I've been in it for a while. The good Lord has blessed me thoroughly. You know, I went to Furman University and I started out as a defensive coach, as a graduate assistant there. From there, where we became familiar with each other, I did a stint at a high school level in Atlanta, Georgia.
Championship.
Okay.
Championship.
our team was able to enjoy a great deal of success there. And then I'm just going to kind of start going, and as I can remember, in a row. Went from there to the University of Georgia, Georgia to LSU, LSU back to Georgia Tech. So that's why I'm so familiar with the Atlanta area. From Georgia Tech, went to Stanford as the offensive coordinator. From Stanford to Duke, Duke to UCF, UCF to USF, USF to Oregon, Oregon to Florida State to FAU, and very fortunately, was able to come out here with Coach Prime and didn't know where Colorado was when he first called me and said, "We're going to Colorado." I said, "We going where?" But from the driving from the airport to here the first day on the press conference, have absolutely fallen in love with the place. So just excited about it, extremely excited about what's going on right now and the people involved and all. And now that my freaking Duke got beat in the NCAA tournament, that broke my heart.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of theirs basketball program from the time I coached there, and Coach K used to let me watch practices because he doesn't allow anybody in his practices. So I've always been a fan, but since that broke my heart, it's time for football season now. So we're excited about this upcoming 2026 football season, and every Colorado fan should be likewise.
Yes.
Coach,
I just want to say, because we always give a shout out to our fans from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between. But Coach Kelly has definitely been from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between. Goodness gracious.
Hey, I appreciate this time as always with you guys. You're the best in the business at that regard, regardless of what they say.
That's right.
Anyway, love you guys to death. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
you. Keep doing great things.
We'll do, Coach.
Yes,
Coach,
thanks, Coach.
I'm here. You heard that pedigree, man. Stanford offense coordinator, Oregon. The list goes on and on and on. Been there, done that. They're getting ready to start up another drill that Chico. It's on the camera. Great deal. See you there, working out these back pedals with the linebackers, etc. So it's getting back underway at perfect timing. We said 11:30. It's 11:31. We probably have about an hour left because now we're finally into the position drills, which are going to go as follows on that screen there. We're going to have the linebackers, defensive line, offensive line, then the quarterbacks. Y'all been asking when Salt was going to throw. So that's the linebackers right now, the D-line, offensive line, quarterbacks, and then the specialists. And that'll end the day, but it doesn't end the day for us because that's when we will really pick up and start doing these interviews as people come off for their workouts. But tell you what, man, when you sit down with a guy like David Kelly and don't even ask him a question and get all that, you're dealing with a pro, baby.
Dealing with a pro. Sat right in there and got going. You feel me? Damn.
Yeah.
So
that need an Eski.
Eski. Blow tissues. Hey, I think we have like 26 plus, at least 26 teams that represent as far as scouts go for the NFL. I'm sure
28 NFL.
28.
I'm not sure to count for the CFL and the UFL.
All right. All it takes is one. That's all it takes, guys, is one. And yes, he did call me Lil Dog when he came on, guys. I know y'all saw
He did. But just so you know, Chico, he called me baby bro every day.
That's love, though. It's love. You feel me? He called me. Put it like that.
Elevate Obi, what's going on, baby bro?
Like my dog said, hey, he called me. No matter what he called me, he called me. Some of y'all, he ain't calling at all.
I'm telling you, I let it happened when I met Deuce the Scoop on this very network. I love when people meet David Kelly and I'm around, and then they realize they're talking to the David Kelly of Atlanta, and the first thing that come out their mouth is, "Man, I thought David Kelly was white."
Yeah, Deuce did say that. I thought he was white.
Chico, that's that happened like 4 times with me because when they look at Duke, they look at offense coordinator for Stanford, Oregon, high school championships in Georgia.
He has to be white.
and matter of fact, it was his high school championships in Georgia. Good catch, Wade. It was his high school championships in Georgia that he and Prime connected. Coach Prime was playing for the Falcons And David Kelly, black coach, underdog, built this program from the ground up. Coach Prime there's a picture of Coach Prime sitting in the Falcons locker room reading the paper. And he had his people reach out to he said, man, I need to get in touch with this coach. And he started supporting this program. They became friends and circled all the way back. Now they're in Colorado together.
Yeah. That's how
I tell you another David Kelly fun fact. When Coach Prime did his leadership retreat for the Jackson State coaches, he was looking for volunteers to come teach something. And that was when I first met Coach Kelly. And fast forward, 4 years later, we're here. And Coach like, man, I think I met you before. I said, man, I said, it's the benefit of relationships and volunteering. I said, you volunteered for that retreat at Jackson State, and look where you are now.
Damn.
Same thing with Coach Nib. He came here for that Nike camp a year ago.
Yep. I know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, coming all the other good stuff. Shocks in the Sky, Black Fist High. I'm gonna get up out of here. Yeah, that's damn right. Let's go.